So listen, there's going to be people out there who have never seen anything you've done before, which is shocking but true. If they've never seen anything, what's the first thing you'd like them watching and why?
This is my real hair color. That's exactly what I want to say. Well, I hope that they appreciate the work and enjoy it. And, maybe they'll lead them on a little journey to discover some other things that I'm proud of. Twin Peaks, of course, being one, Blue Velvet being another. So you never know.
I am curious, what is the most nervous you've been before the first day of filming something?
Oh, my gosh. I remember back to the first day of filming on Dune in Mexico City. Frank Herbert was there. Who had written the book, of course, of Dune. And it was our first day, and all I had to do was sort of walk with my mother, played by Francesca Annis, past some greenery and then into some red flowers. And I remember that I was very, very nervous. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I basically paid attention and did a little stroll, and I thought, so I'm making a movie, man. Here I am.
First of all, thank you for sharing that story. I have a million questions about that, but let me jump into why I get to talk to you.
Yes.
I've seen the first 4 episodes of Fallout. I wish I could see episodes 5 through 8 right now. It's very, very good. What was it about this material that said, oh, I want to be a part of this?
I'm not familiar with the game before I was cast, but I loved the world. I loved the character of Hank. He's enigmatic, but he's very positive, and I knew based upon that there was something more that was going to come, which indeed it does. And I just loved the fact that there was this odd humor that was wrapped around these violent episodes, and I said, it's not David Lynch exactly, but there are moments where you juxtapose these things in a Lynch world. And I said, I really appreciate this. I think I know why they reached out to me to play this character based upon my past work. And I said, this is going to be fun. And I sat down with Jonathan Nolan, our director, and we had just the greatest conversation. And I said, I want to go to work with this guy. I want to go into this world.
Well, one of the things about the show is it's like movie scale sets, movie scale everything on a TV show. So what was it like reading the scripts? And at any point where you're like, how are we doing this on a TV show budget?
Oh, I knew only because I'd watched Westworld that the people that were going to take this are world builders. So I said, they're going to create an environment that is completely different than anything we've seen before. And I had complete faith in them. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just jumping in. I'm going for this ride. And I'm excited to work inside these big studio rooms surrounded by computer screens to create the vistas that you get to see. It is a very cool thing. I'm a huge fan of Mandalorian, and I know they used this technology when they made that, and I said, I am so excited. That was part of the fun.
One of the things about this, and I'm not going to do spoilers, but you're not in every episode. So what was it like for you? Did you get to shoot
every episode?
Hold on a second. No, I am curious though. Did you film everything at once, or did you film your stuff and then all of a sudden you're away from set for 2 months and then you're coming back?
No, I kind of bounced in and back and forth actually during the whole filming process. We filmed a lot of that in New York. And then there were some travel dates. I wasn't involved in the travel so much, but they popped out to a couple of different places. But I was kind of bouncing along during the course of it, in and out, basically, for the whole time.
How much did Jonah and Graham and everybody involved tell you about the full arc of your character before signing on? And how much is it sort of like, I know there's going to be a lot here?
I'm still waiting to have a conversation with Graham. No, Graham is a good friend. Of course, he worked on Portlandia. We worked on Portlandia together, but they were actually very careful about what they revealed. Part of it was because they didn't really want us. They didn't want us to know, but they also didn't want us to start playing something that would happen in the future, which I appreciate. So I created this guy knowing that there was more to come, but not necessarily having to reveal it, I guess, which wouldn't have been appropriate in the early stuff. So I was quite happy with the way they presented it to me.
Spoiler free, what do you think fans are going to think or say after they see the season 1 finale?
Oh gosh, well, I hope that they're excited. I hope that they feel like we've given them the sense of honor, I guess, or respect that I think they deserve, because they are fans of this game. And when we came in to make the film, I think there was make the series. You're right. See, I'm talking about it like it's a film because it feels like it's a film. But I hope that they feel that we were really trying to do right by this experience and the game that they have such reverence for. At the same time, I think hoping that there'll be a larger audience, of course, that will find the story and the arc of the story really compelling. That's set in this really, I find it an extraordinary world of Fallout.
Oh, 100%. What do you think would surprise? I'm not sure if. What do you think would surprise people to learn about the actual making of Fallout?
Oh, I mean, one of the things that surprised me, and again, I go back to this. It's sort of the technological, the vast nature of what they needed to do to create this environment. And there was an entire wing of the soundstage that was nothing but the computers and generators and power that would deliver the visuals that were necessary, which were the backdrop basically for what we did. And I'd never worked on that before. Or seen that before, and I was fascinated. I was spending a lot of time talking to everybody back there, doing my little videos, interviewing the people that were in charge of doing that, because I was so curious about what this other side of filmmaking was. I'm very comfortable with the stuff that happens in front of the camera, but I'm real curious about what's going on behind.
So I definitely want to touch on something. I'm a fan of Twin Peaks, and for people that are young, I don't think they understand that when Twin Peaks came out in the late 80s, it was a revolution on TV. It was throwing a grenade to network television. So could you sort of touch on the fact that, like, I credit Twin Peaks for just changing television? And can you sort of talk about what it was like being part of that revolution?
When you're in the middle of something like that, you're not really aware. That was the whole thing. It all happens around you. I knew that we were embarking on a journey in a new way. It's David Lynch on television. You're bringing a filmmaker to network television. So you're bringing a filmmaker's sensibility to a different medium. And he was excited to be able to do kind of what you said, which is basically throw a grenade into the middle of network television to see what would happen. All of the cast members to a person said, we're going to do a pilot, and then they're going to say, thank you very much. And they're going to turn it into a movie of the week, and we're going to be done. Surprise, surprise, ABC said, no, we're going to step up actually, and we're going to make some of these. But you think about the look of it, you think about the music, you think about the story. I mean, the story was a kind of a network TV story, but it was more than that. And then you introduce these characters that no one had ever seen on television before, these eccentric characters. And you just, you had a home run, and at the pitcher for that is David Lynch. He's running the whole thing.
Last question for you. I'm excited to see Inside Out 2. I know you're a part of it.
Yeah.
What can you tease about the movie? And I guess I'll stay because I know, I'm not trying to spoil anything.
I appreciate that. No, I'm just really excited to see it as well. We go in and I do the voice of the dad, and I come in for a couple of scenes here and there. So it's really hard to get a sense of what it's going to be. I was such a fan of the first one. Part of the fun is I go in and I do my little bit, right? I have no sense of the whole. So my experience watching the movie for the first time is like an audience, like a regular audience member. It's not like I have any sort of secrets or spoilers or understanding. And I was so overwhelmed by the first one. And I know the second one will be good. It's Pixar. They take a tremendous amount of time, focus, love, energy in trying to create something very special and magical. And I think they've done the same again.
Sir, pleasure to talk with you. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay.
Have a great day.